Yo! Welcome in. So, small news today. We have some new music today. From a new thing that I found that's some stuff I can listen to on stream. Why can I not just copy paste this name? How about right here? Audio level, I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad or what. It's still metally sounding stuff, so anyone who likes that will be happy. If you don't, you'll probably be mad, but... So it's still like copyright-free background music stuff. But it's just from a different guy. It's a little bit more aggressive, I do apologize. A little less like... How do I explain it? This one's interesting right here. I haven't really listened to the full thing yet. The link to the guy's YouTube will be in the description here. Dislike, unsub. Alright, I'm getting the last few things clicked around. You know how I roll. Rocking and rolling. Shout out everybody. Oh man, another thing I gotta do. Hold on one second. So I've been streaming back and forth between this channel and actually my fantasy football channel. And every time I do, I have to re-log in to see the chat in my OBS. Every time I switch between the two channels. Or not to see, but to like to be able to chat. It covers a part of the chat and stuff like that. It's kind of whatever, but... You gonna blast your music in an aggressive and threatening manner today, Phil? I'm gonna put it about where it is. I don't know how loud this is for you guys. It looks about okay. This song has a little weird... I haven't listened to the whole thing. We're gonna go with it today. There's like a beep, boop, beep, boop, beep in this song that I'm not sure is my favorite. But it's interesting, kind of a metal, techno-y thingy here. So this playlist is, what does this just say? It just says metal instrumental playlist, yeah. All these songs have actual names though. Like this one's called Zero Transmission. The next one's called Breach. It's not like the other guy I listened to that's like, they're all named like, you know, thrasher metal backing track in D minor or something, so. Tampa says good there. Gotcha. Sounds perfect. Let's roll. Gonna blast your mute. Oh, I read that one. What's going on, everybody? Bit up there, first one to go. Mr. Poopy Shoot. That name, everybody. But yeah, welcome in. So I was thinking about just being mega casual, blasting solo today. I know everybody, you know, it's hard to say who's on, who's at work right now and stuff like that. I can actually play past the normal time, just to warn everybody. I can play past the time that I usually can today. So I don't have to go pick my daughter up from school today, so I can play past 4 o'clock, which usually I have to get off at like 3:30. So yeah, we're gonna do some casual. I want to test something too, slightly, because of the new video. If you guys seen Pavik, who's a legend in putting out you know, the deep dive type of videos. This is hell difficult. Oh yeah, you can't use shards in Nightmare, but so every zone, you're pretty much, not literally, but essentially guaranteed in every zone to get a Herald. But some zones seem like, with how small they are, and if you can get the mass amount of clear speed, when they are terrorized, even though they all have approximately the same spawning of a Herald percentages per run, if some of the runs can be much faster than others, they could end up being better, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, if you have a terrorized Den of Evil, the Den of Evil being such weak monsters and slow and it's not very big, you could do those runs mega quickly. And even though they have a pretty close to the same, like, over the same number of runs potential for Sunder Charms, maybe it could even be better though. But we'll have to see. Love the new video. Appreciate you, yeah. Just kind of going over, trying to give, man, I had to read that thing like 5 different times to remember the stuff, and then I still, you know, who knows. But yeah, did my best to kind of summarize and maybe give some examples to help people understand and whatnot. Because like I said, I had to read it and I was like, wait a second. Read it again. Pathless says, TZ Nightmare, not seeing any Herald spawns. So yeah, in Nightmare, you're not going to see Heralds. What people are saying is, you run the Nightmare Terror Zones, it makes the regular monsters high enough level to get a Sunder Charm. And then just every regular monster can drop a Sunder Charm, but there are like no immunities in Nightmare. Very few. So in order to get a Sunder Charm, you can go run those Nightmare Terror Zones on like a playthrough and go get your Sunder Charm and then play through that way, which sometimes, and nothing wrong with it, I've been there too, so this isn't an attack on anybody in particular. So don't even try to pull that game on me, chat. But sometimes people are just automatically hear something and get mad about it without thinking through what they're saying. And I think that could be the case with that's why, you know, I do a little bit of, like, spoiler alert, it's kind of a little bit of rage baity thumbnail, but like Nightmare, is this the new meta? Like, I've heard people say that, they mentioned it. Pavkey kind of mentioned how you can find them in Nightmare in the thing, so that's kind of why I put it in the title. I thought it was a very, what in the industry we call very clickable title. Very clickable title and thumbnail. But, oh, there we go. So yeah. Oh, Quill Rat, great. Why don't you go over here? Good thing it's the first one, because that's not going to be too hard. Don't want those extra fast, doubly mighted, extra doubly Quill Rats for, you know. Marvin, I don't remember were you the one that said that the other day too, that the Warlock, the skills and stuff looked cool? Yeah, I mean, that's, I'm glad you like it. Glad you like it. So yeah, I don't know the actual, like, how plausible or how intelligent it will be actually to ever run Nightmare to find a Sunder Charm. Because you could say the same thing. Sunder Charms are now in the Geed's Grand Charm spot for dropping, so they're just as likely and can drop from the exact same monsters as a Geed's Grand Charm. But did anyone ever go back to Nightmare Terror Zones to farm up a Geed's Grand Charm because it was so much easier to get there? I don't believe anybody did. So why would they all of a sudden do that now for Sunder Charms? You know? Kind of my thoughts. You know, I'm just kind of thinking through it or whatever, so. Does it count if you bought SOJs? Yeah, that counts for sure. Is that normal, or is that like a visual glitch on my end? For some reason, in Reign of the Warlock, I always, no matter, I've been uninstalled and reinstalled the game like 6 times, and I always have some visual glitch somewhere. I don't know if that's normal or if that's like a glitch that's supposed to be something there, but maybe I'm just paranoid that, you know. But yeah, with how easy these monsters are down in here, because this is considered its own Sunder Charm drop zone. So you're essentially guaranteed not quite, but if you do 2 runs of here, you're guaranteed a Herald. Like, it'd just be a tier 1, of course, because you're not spam farming, you know, getting up to 5, but yeah. Hi, Philip, is that actual build on YouTube? This one right here, it is, yeah. So the last video, not the last video, if you go to my channel and just scroll down like a video or two, there is budget Warlock, blah, blah, blah. It's this exact build right here. Oh, there's a Herald, just in half of the, see, I think this might be the new meta, honestly. Oh, wait, Tainted, you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to do this. Spam farming Terrorized Bloodmore when it's terrorized. It's just a tier 1 Herald, so it's not the highest drop rate, but, I mean, the ease, am I right? Welcome in, Race. Welcome in, everybody. If an Ogre Axe drops and no one's around, does Phil still... Better believe it. Pathless said, I clicked and watched it. You got me, Phil. Well, then there's nothing... See, that's the thing, too, on the thumbnail. There was no lie there. People are saying that. They talked about it in the thing. But that was the most, like, salacious... It was a salacious wording of what it said, right? Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Let's see, it's getting almost 100% finished. That means there should be a super high chance of a Herald spawning again right here. Right? Like a 4% per monster kill or whatever. Oh no. Did I get every monster in here or did I not? It doesn't tell me when it's not the First time you did it. Whoops, I just clicked on the other monitor in accident. I think I did. If I have grief and life tap 1, how much crushing blow do I need to stay safe during Uber fights? Is life tap enough, or do I need gloves that proc life tap? No, life tap, if you cast it, it will last not forever. I don't know how long it is, but I do remember having a super mega budget smiter, if that's what you have, I'm guessing. Casting life tap, swinging, the crushing blow, slowly dropping it down, getting to like a third life left on the Uber or whatever, and having to, I'm like, oh no, it's gone. And I run back and cast life tap again and come up and start smiting again. Just, you know, just an FYI. But you can definitely, and even when I had budget gear, the life tap from Drax doesn't proc super fast. So literally I would come out if I had Drax, and even with really good gear, I would get all buffed up. I would cast life tap with the wand and then start smiting. Boom, 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 boom. So that way life tap is going from the beginning. Because a 5% chance of life tap, you could swing 100 times and it never procs, you know, because it's 5% per swing or whatever, you know, so. Just a little ins and outs there of what I would do, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to send him up with the death mark. I just picked up. It's kind of cool music stuff, a little bit different than what I usually listen to. Cool, cool, cool. Blame the algorithm. That's what, exactly, Gruesome. Exactly. Not my fault. Change to Abyss Warlock, having a hard time getting used to it. Yeah, I mean, so pretty much what I was doing is just dropping abysses all the time, and then every once in a while, if there was something super strong, I would throw down the chains, then like run around them like this so it would go through, or throw down the chains and knife to the other side. I wouldn't use them a lot because I kept messing up with the teleporting and knifing around, and it got me killed a bunch of times, so. Yeah, I would just be like, abyss, 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 as I run by, you know what I mean? That's pretty much what I would do. And I do have an abyss, like, budget guide as well. That's what I ran originally. And I'm just using, like, Spirit Sword, random book, a random blue book that had 2 to abyss on it, I think. And stuff like that, Lore Helm. And it was just a wrecking running around. So you can check that one out, too, a little bit back in my video list on my channel if you want to. Hi, bro. Ja to Burr. Interesting. Lixa? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I haven't found those yet, but yeah, I would love to find them if that's what you're getting at. Welcome in. What time to be alive when you could rent a buttload of games at Blockbuster before a hurricane? And then have no record of it. Oh yeah? A little cheat code right there, huh? Yeah, that's like, how do you date yourself? How old are you? I'm old enough to have talked on a telephone with a Blockbuster. Go. Oh, why does it keep... I'm trying to, like, get him... There, get him lethargied and be able to hit him. I want him attacking my monster, not my merc. Just get everything set up. We don't want to lose nothing. Don't want to lose my merc, right? 50k gold, we can't do that. Can we get them to increase the rune drop rates next? Oh, legendary. There we go, Smulps. Well, really what they should do, yeah, double the rune drop rates and let them drop in normal. Any monster can drop any rune. So you could be the first monster you walk out of the, you know, you're level 1 with your Necro and you just have teeth on your little wand. You don't even have the skill yet and you're like, teeth, boom, Zod rune. Really, it should be like PTR, how you, as soon as you create a character, you go in and you open the stash and there's just every rune right there to make whatever you want. That's how it should be. Oh man, this is getting after it. I don't know if this is loud enough for you to... Yeah, see, this guy's stuff is a lot more like regular songs, kind of, sort of. The stuff he makes is more like regular songs, but with no lyrics. So there's like the different... Instead of it just like repeating, like he makes one... The other guy would make one part and then kind of repeat it, kind of, sort of. Not always, there would be some changing up, but... This guy's songs are more like real songs. There's like breakdowns, you know, 2/3 of the way through, like a lot of songs and the style are and stuff. So more standard song structure. So Phil had hair last week. Yeah, I put the bald cap back on. I just, you know, it's my gimmick. I didn't want to, you know, I don't want people to get confused or anything. So I put the bald cap back on so it looks like I'm bald again. Virtual Boy at Blockbuster. Ooh, yeah, we were talking about that the other day. We had this random, like, it was kind of like a class store in this one class I was in like 3rd grade or 4th grade or something. Just to kind of like, if you were good for like the whole month and you didn't get like a write-up thing or whatever, you'd get like a certain number of bucks and you could buy like candy and stuff, and you could even like buy and sell stuff of your own stuff from the store. And somebody sold one of those Virtual Boys to the store to get like a bunch of money to buy a bunch of candy and chips and stuff and who knows what. I bet their parents were real happy about that. But I like was looking at it and you could like look through. I would usually buy like football cards and stuff like that. Maybe a piece of candy here and there, but mostly football cards and stuff. Because people would bring in their card collections and sell cards they didn't want and stuff like that for a few of the fake bucks here and there. And someone had a Virtual Boy and it was, yeah, I put it on one time just to see what it was like. And I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is wild. And what, not in a good way. Not in a good way. I don't even remember what I tried, but... Oop. Death said you played the fire build till you got to hell, couldn't play it anymore. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That's what I did on the playthrough as well. Oh yeah, I got my Hexbane or my Hex Purge I keep forgetting about that I use that now. Yeah, I did the same thing, and then I the first Thunder Charm I found was a fire one, so I was like, you know what? Magic is cool, you know, but I've played it enough. I played it out. I don't want, you know, I want to get more experience here with other builds, so I decided to switch to fire since I found the fire Thunder Charm. Like, how good does a really bad fire Thunder help out the fire warlock, you know what I mean? So I decided to go with that. Keep forgetting to do all these different hotkeys. The only thing, that's with these warlocks, because it's good and bad, I guess. You have extra points to do more things and more utility skills, but I don't like having 70 quintillion different skills on hotkeys to use, you know what I mean? This beat reminds me of a Static X song. I don't remember what it's called at all, but it's like, I don't even know what the guy said, what Wayne Static says in the song either, but it's like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Static X fans out there, unite. So like, yeah, almost like the background music doesn't have that beat, but his voice does. Like his voice is the beat carrier for the song. Oh, he's a loser? Oh! He's a loser, she said. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. You're probably right. Just the beat of his voice, you knew exactly from the song. You knew exactly what I'm talking about. Nice. Many hot keys on it. Yeah, if there's more than like 7 or 8, it's like too many, you know. In my opinion. And this one has too many. I got to keep remembering to use Hex Purge. And if I ever do get a call to arms, I don't know what I'm going to do, because my standard, like if I switch to another hotkey for something, like if I switch how my hotkeys work, I'm going to have like 13 hotkeys. I don't even know how many, like, I don't even know how I'm going to do it, to be honest. Don't forget to hit that like button on YouTube. Golden Magic Find, I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, don't forget everybody hit that like button for me. Be great. Yeah, this stuff's pretty cool. I figured it would be. This guy's got a lot of good stuff, so. I wonder, I didn't look up, is if the, of the cave, if level 1 and 2 are the same herald spawning zone, or if they're 2 different herald spawning zones. Because if they're 2 different ones, it might even, I'd have to look at the weighted percentage of it too. It might even be clutch to hit the cave, go directly to the bottom if the bottom is its own zone, and then it's a really small zone to like try to spawn up a herald. I wonder. Oh! Archers, you don't say. Let's keep my merc back here. Whoa! Something was hitting me, wasn't it? Gosh dang it. And this one won't stop changing on me, which is annoying. Yeah, they're getting a little harder here. Aura enchant. What's he got? Fanaticism. Multi-shot does it quite a bit. Aura enchant, yeah. These gloves, which are the ones I got right now, right? Horizons. They're identical, I believe. Oh, a little more dex, I guess. These ones got more attack rating, though. We'll go with the more dex, I guess. Sure. Not that it much matters, but... The Archer Heralds are terrible. Yeah, hey, you know, luck of the draw, luck of the roll. I guess you could actually, another, like, strat you could use is only go farm Terra zones that have, that, you know, skip ones that have archers, any of the zones that have archers. Skip the zones that have, like, quill rats, maybe, or whatever. You know, places where you know, you don't want to get Herald souls with conviction and, you know, like, Jesus. Ring of Fire, not much damage, but infinitely stuns. It is true. I generally don't use it too much because it knocks back the monsters and spreads them out, and I more want them to be closer, you know? So let's see here. If we might be able to force... I wonder if we could force Herald spawn down here, like when this area is terrorized for a half hour or something, you can spam farm tier 1 Heralds, which tier 1 Heralds drop rate's not as good as tier 5s, of course, so... For the most part, I think the general strat is just going to be what most people do, just full clear the game the same way they've always been doing, but... Any good Diablo props to 3D print? Sure. I mean, you can come up with some stuff. Like an SOJ or something, or a little, Diablo head, like, statue type deal. Something to 3D print. I don't know how you would do it. I'm not a 3D printer expert, but I know I had something pop right into mind. I used to use this as part of a thumbnail because it looks so sick. Behind chat a little bit here, but you see. Like if you could 3D print this sucker, something like this. I used to like use this top part for like a thumbnail, like back in the day. Ooh, this one's fast. Go, a little double bass pounding. The Herodic Cube. Oh, good choice there. That'd be nasty. Or you could find that one. There's a hyper realistic 3D modeling of a carver that looks kind of cool. Stuff like that. So. Oh, no more monsters down here. So we didn't spawn no Herald down here. If I had to guess, that would be 100% on the clear. So yeah, I'm not sure. I gotta get out of here. I probably should have just... Well, I guess if there's one monster, this one monster has like a 4% chance of spawning a Herald by itself, so... when you get towards the end of a zone like this. Cow? Is that what's terrorized now? I didn't look. Oh, Rocky Waste Stony 2. Thoughts on TZ's only being a half hour? I think it's good, in my opinion. Because there are the instances, of course, when it's like TZ Andy, TZ map, you're like, oh man, it's only a half hour. When you're there and available to play. But what I would much rather just only run it for a half hour than have how it was before, where... Because then you also get twice as many of the Terra zones per day. Like, instead of just, you know, every other day getting a TZ Andy pop up, it seems now like there's at least one every day. So a lot of days, 2 of them, you know? So if you missed the first one, maybe you can catch the second one. It's less like, oh no, I missed the only TZ Andy I could get to this week. Son of a bee, you know? Because they also combined a lot of Terror Zones, so there's less Terror Zones, and they're only a half hour, so every day there's multiple TZ Andys that pop up that you can hit, right? That you could get lucky and get. So you're more likely to get TZ Andy, but at a shorter time. And also you're less FOMO'd. You're not like, great, I have to coach my daughter's softball game, but that's the only time TZ Andy's up. I guess I'm never completing my holy grail. Great. You know, so I think it's good, personally. But you know, everyone's entitled to their own wrong opinion if you want to differ from me. No, I'm just joking. That's just one of the funnier jokes I like to say. Last meeting of the day race, nice. Her locker said he's not envious at all of the Ith Burr that Llama's got on his shelf at home. I guess I didn't notice that. But yeah, that's cool. He's got a Ith and a Burr back there. Cool, cool, cool. Gold Magic Find Wiz and Draw. Low rolled though, huh? Wiz and Draw. Is that like one of the new ones that people use for the bow lock or something? I'm not sure, you know, on the use on there, so. Let's just go out here. Let's just go out here. Play it safe. You go. Not right there. They're, see, super slow. See, here's a good spot to spawn a Herald because they're so slow. Why is there so many of them? Okay, well. Like, why is there so many of them? This is a whoa, demon. I don't have enough hotkeys, so I can't, like... Demon's getting beat up there. Wait, is he lightning a chance? Oh, yeah, he's lightning a chance, so he keeps hitting me. Why are you dude, there's a demon right in front of you, bro. Go after him. You bum. I mean, he's so slow. He's, like, stuck in the ice, pretty much. But yeah, little cheat code for me to you. Go spawn heralds in areas that are super slow. Skip the ones that'll nuke you. Yeah, we should just go to town. We'll just get re-upped and get rid of this and stuff. Cold bow, you say, gotcha. Kurt Locker said he'd hate the 30 minutes, but now he actually likes it. So there you go. Cool, cool, cool. I wasn't sure what I thought, but then after I had it, I was like, good. Because I think part of it too, I think the 30 minutes and combining terror zones, making the ones that there are larger and making it so there's less numbers of them so that the ones that you want to run pop up more often. Like that stuff combined together, I think is you know, the whole encompassing change is what I like, I think. You would skip TZ Andy for a child. You could just have another. I guess that's true. You can always have more kids, but you'll never get that time back that you could have been farming TZ Andy, am I right? This guy. Oh, gross. First thing you haven't found, or one thing you haven't found is a good book, you said? A good rare? I guess I kind of haven't either, but they can happen for sure. I mean, it would make sense. But yeah, I guess I haven't, but rare stuff is way more uncommon than, you know, it's just really uncommon. Like the number of times I've looked at these staffs, like even for an example for Runeward bases, I've never found a really, really good base for Obsession. Ever. I've never found a good one. The best I found, I think, was one that was like, one for like a Nova Obsession. Apparently, like, it had 3 to Nova and like 1 to Energy Shield or something. That was like the best I found. Anything else has always looked like this. Or like 1 to Telekinesis, 1 to, you know, whatever, Ice Bolt or something. Yeah, they all look like that. Death Sigil Blood Boil. That's interesting. If you wanted to go max, you know, blowy uppy, you know what I mean? You could be blood boiling and using the Death Sigil, which might have been, I think I did prior to this patch, but I believe I did this before where I went like, it was like summon, but I was like blood boiling and Death Sigiling, like you said. So Got a 2 Warlock book with all res. Krakenson said, so an okay rare type of situation there on the playthrough. Nice. Oop. You know what I was thinking too? That if you're just trying to spawn heralds, because of how you're like... I wonder if it's just spawning one herald and then dipping out of the zone in a lot of instances is going to be the play. Especially for like tier 1 heralds. Like your first few heralds, just spawn up the first one in that zone because of the lack of the percentage left in that zone to be able to spawn another herald. So yeah, honestly, I think maybe one, at least the first 2, you're probably best off just spawning up the herald and then leaving the zone if you're specifically only trying to farm the heralds. Maybe, possibly. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Found a 3 energy shield on a staff for your obsession. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. I would personally, it's so expensive with the Zod, I kind of want it to, like, you know, you always want like a perfect base, but yeah, like I said, I never found it, and then my Zods ended up just chilling in my inventory on my other grill and never used them. They're just still sitting there. I forget what herald I'm on. I think I should be on, the next one should be 5, right? I think. T-Foss talking about TZ Andy, says you just play single player and just lock it to TZ Andy 24/7. Could do that. That is an option. Single player, whatever makes you happy, right? That's a whatever floats your boat type of situation. As long as you don't, you know, not one of those people like, oh yeah, I completed my grail in 7 days, and it's like, well, you 24/7 TZ Andy when it was busted, so. But yeah, cool, a cool experiment or fun or whatever. Do whatever you want on single player for sure. Marvin, imbued 3 books, all were dookie. Yeah, and I don't even use the imbue anymore because it's just always bad, and it's not even worth my time. Pretty much. Maybe I'll use them here. Maybe if I see a book, now that I think about it, I'll start grabbing a few white books and just imbuing them, just, you know, while I'm there. You know, whatever. But they're always bad, yeah, when I imbue. Oop. Playing Bosork this season, it's been super fun, says Pass the Bars. Cool. Glad you enjoy it. Picked a build and you're enjoying it. Glad to hear. Pretty cool one. It's pretty much like a piercing fireballer, essentially. A fireballer with pierce is kind of how, in my opinion, how it plays, essentially. Hey, pick him up. Need higher levels before imbue results. Yeah, I usually always do them on, you know, something like this. I know it's a little bit, I'm like almost 90 here. I'm 89. I'm usually always have characters that are in the upper 80s or 90s, and, you know, there's never anything good. I'd say the most of the times I use the imbue is if we accidentally find the malice on a playthrough and I go, well, let's just do some boots real quick. Maybe I can run a little faster on the playthrough. Why not? Marvin says if you're level 99, it still give you level 3 crap. Nice. Burnt text, socketed, 1 socket. Anyone know any good 1-socketed rune words? Let me know in the comments. Why am I running so slow? Pass said he's a boot imbuing enjoyer as well. Yeah, normally doesn't happen, right? At least hopefully you get some res or something, yeah. Boots are one of those spots on a character that, you know, What else are you going to do with it, right? You're not going to make a rune word later on, so you might as well give her a whirl, I guess. Unless you know any good boot rune words, let me know. Should we be able to have boot rune words? Let me know in the comments. A lot of stuff you guys will let me know in the comments. Okay. Now they're doubly slow. This is what's cool about down here, though, for the heralds, huh? They're double. Oh, yeah. What are you doing? Doubly extra slow heralds. What's that aura again? It's something that nukes my merc. I can tell you that much. I'll just shoot him from back here, so my merc will never aggro him. Just my monster I sent up there. Sit back here like nothing. I forget what that circly one is. That's not what's Oh, that is Thorns? Oh, I was misremembering then. Know your auras, fellas. I was misremembering it. So that is Thorns. Okay, well, that's why it was beating up the merc so bad, huh? He was beating himself up. Sure, maybe we'll get super lucky. I don't always ID the elite armors, but maybe we'll try to get a War Socketed of the Whale or something. Appreciate y'all shouting out Thorns because I'm too much of a noob to know. Yeah, I just couldn't remember. I forget too much stuff. Baru. Name ends in Baru. Is pretty good. I missed the context on that comment. Do forgive me. Randy, sorry. Yeah, I try to read comments as much as I can, but sometimes I get behind you. You're asking about a Great Maul instead of a Thunder Maul on Echoing Strike with maining Hex Purge. So the thing is anything that is immune to magic, you want the extra physical damage. Of course, then you have 70 trillion requirement. If you were going to make a Fortitude for a Warlock and you want to decide between, you don't want to put the huge strength into Thunder Maul or something, I wouldn't choose a Great Maul. I would choose a completely different weapon type, essentially. Probably. I don't know which exactly one to tell you, but yeah, I would pick one that has a lower strength requirement with good damage. I don't think I'd pick anything with a Great Maul or anything. Yeah, I think. Oh, one rune word, toss it in in. Yeah, is one of those ones that does get used sometimes for just plugging in by itself, huh? Where's the exit to this? Way over there? Great. Knife, knife, knife. Saffron, yeah, actually in this instance, you're probably, like you said there, some people would say that the Act 1 is better than the Act 2. In this instance, with the demon being the tank, and I don't want him to be the tank, you may even, that may be the best play, actually. I just kind of, Act 2, the cold one does give you a little bit more safety, too. It is a little bit, then that's more physical damage in case, well, I break their fire immunes. I don't have any crushing blow over here anyways. I'm kind of thinking through it here. I more than can see the point you're making. It's a good point. That might be the play. I think I'm going to stick with the cold safety to help myself. F him, I'll just resurrect him, if he gets taken out. But yeah, you've got a good, that is a good point there. That is a valid point, and I get you, for sure. What are the different, insight bow? I don't use the bow ones nearly enough. I know it does. I know I've tried it in the past and stuff. They have a little bit more safety. It might be even more relevant now with, like you're saying, the heralds, the way they operate with thorns and whatnot. So yeah, maybe could be even more. Maybe the heralds having thorns is a good thing, making people use other mercenaries. Six thorns wand just now. So it was 3 to curses, 3 to thorns. Legendary. I got poisoned. That's the one reason why I use Hex Purge. So when I get poisoned, I don't have to necessarily use one of my rejuves down here. It'll slowly bring the life back up. Just for my own laziness, you know? Hoping that it replenishes at the same speed at which I lose it slowly from getting ticked here and there and poisoned here and there and stuff. Harold! Here he comes! Make sure I got this up. Get this going. Ooh, another mega slow pack, which is nice. I think if I get... They got the constant... Ooh, never mind. I was going to say if I had... Oh, this thing rocks. Okay, stay back there, buddy. Oh, no! I hit the wrong button. Ooh, man, he's getting beat up. My God. Where's, here we go. Yeah, see, there's just too many hotkeys. I can't even keep them all straight. Take out his little mini... Oh my gosh. Merc just absolutely destroyed. If only I had an Act 1 Merc, huh? Archon Plate. Boy, if this other guy could go away, that'd be great. Cursed. He's cursed. He's let's see how long my Merc stays alive this time. Cursed with concentration. He must have fire immune, and I'm breaking his fire immunity, and I'm dropping it -70, but it's still gonna be way slow. Can you swap characters from LOD ladder to Reign of the Warlock? So LOD, like old school, non Diablo 2 Resurrected, no. If you're on the old regular Diablo 2 Resurrected, you can swap them to Reign of the Warlock, but Ring of Fire spam? Gross. Oop. Yeah, I'll put it over here, I guess. Oop. He's gone already. Boy, the damage is weak on that, though. He's stuck where he's at, though. Perpetual. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the play. I need my guy back, and then I need to play it right this time. Yeah, it's a good call. Once again, chat knows better than me. We go over here, knock him against a rock over and over again. It's something like, isn't it if you're at the exact distance like where he is now that it does more damage, or does it do more damage closer to you? I think where it explodes at the end, it does more damage, Ring of Fire, right? Just completely cheese him with the skill. Appreciate you guys. Hey, you like the streams and stuff? Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What tier is that, Harold? It is a 5. At the edge, it does more damage. Gotcha, gotcha. 491, okay. I think it goes to 521 max, so... I mean, I guess let's just go like this when I need it. I don't have a... I'll just remember it's on F7, I guess. I'll try to. Give me 1 second. This is a call I have to take. I gotta run upstairs and get dance stuff together for my daughter that maybe I was supposed to do. I'll be back in like 1 to 2 minutes. It's just I gotta take care of something. Yo, Phil's back. Sorry. Very important stuff. Okay, where was I? We'll get back out there. Where's the tunes at? I guess this one just starts off real quiet. We'll give it a second. Either way. Dark, welcome in. Do shards drop commonly enough that you can just keep using them? Kinda, sorta, yeah. Kinda, sorta, yeah. It depends on the person how much you play, but the thing is too, there was some stuff I learned kind of in the video about the shards and heralds and all this stuff. So if you farm more of non-terror zones from non-terror zones, so regular areas that are not terrorized, they drop at a higher rate. Like Act 1 and drop at the highest rate, and then 2 and 3 drop at a lower rate than that, but higher than the other ones, and so on down to 4 and 5. So, but if you're farming in terror zones, they drop at 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, like relative to each other. So I guess I should take that, huh? Just an FYI. That's why I have more ones than I have the other ones, but they're not too far off because I did farm the Countess a little bit, and I got a few more ones. But then I've used probably 3 or 4 ones, so I have like a couple extra ones than I do the other stuff. But yeah. I don't know if those things are considered monsters or not, but let's see. I guess I got to clear. I did pop a herald out here already. I don't know. Just in case I don't have this waypoint, I think I do. Oh! We'll go like this until he's like... I could do the perpetual... Just stun them all. Oh, they're getting knocked back into each other and the monsters behind them that cannot... Well, it's not really saving him that time. We'll need to... do this, I guess, for now. Hey, no, not you. Just spam them from a distance, huh? He's almost gone anyways. He's not inherently immune to fire, so it goes a lot better. Oh, unique! You don't get uniques from heralds very often, am I right? Good old, was that bloody tree stump, I think? Bone Snap, you idiot! What a goated item, huh? Just double upgrade it. Returning to D2 after a long time. What's going on, Crayonus? Nightmare on Warlock, thank you. What build do you recommend for ladder start on Hell difficulty? So Hell difficulty, you're doing Warlock, right? What build? So for that one, these skills, like go using Abyss a ton and then using Chains too as well. These magic ones are goated for the Hell playthrough, in my opinion. Because there's not a lot of magic immunes. You come into a little bit of a, you know, the only issue you have is when wave 2 of Veil. It's the same as a Hammerden, so. Just remember that we now have loot filters. You're using it at the moment. I am. See right there. Look at that. Blocked it out. I have the loot filter set exactly the way I want it. A lot of people do kind of question it because everybody thinks if you use the loot filter, you have to filter out all items. Like every single item that you don't want to pick up right this second, you have to filter out. I have the loot filter set to where if I'm ever farming in Hell difficulty, I can just use the same loot filter pretty much. I don't have to switch it between characters or, you know, stuff like that. Or, you know, early as opposed to late Hell farming. So yeah. Recommend farming gems. Farming gems. I don't really ever farm gems, really, so I guess I don't have a great... Someone says Andariel, I don't know, I never farmed gems. Lower Kuras, maybe? Sorry, Smolps, I missed the context for your comment there. You said, they will get hurt with thorns. Sorry, I missed the context on that one. I get a little behind. So your video on both Abyss and the Budget Fire one, wasn't sure. Abyss it is. Yeah, I would say there's too many fire immunes in Hell difficulty. You can play through with it, but it would be unpleasant for the average person, for most people. That's more of like if you want to challenge yourself. Boy, there's like no monsters in here, huh? Empty level. I wonder if this is its own Terra zone, or its own Sunder... Its own Herald spawning zone, I mean. Just a little old... I think it is, actually. If you have a good single-player map, you could just, like... You could literally hit, like, a Herald a minute. Easy peasy. Which I guess in 30 minutes, it's only 30 tier 1 Heralds, which isn't crazy, I guess. Crayness, yeah. The stackable gems and runes and stuff. Loot filter. This is crazy. New character. Yeah, I still haven't made that short. I need to make it. My reaction when this stuff was announced, because I had no idea. They never talked to me about it. I wasn't included in any of the stuff or nothing like that, even though I'm, you know, it's whatever. It's who cares? But literally, the video came out, and I'm just like, what? Like, I was every definition of shocked, you know. Jordan, what's going on? Ooh. Instant purchase. I know what this stuff. Obviously, I was going to, but instant. Boom. Myathan said you haven't set your loot filter up yet, but fiddle with it once you get time to play. Gotcha. The loot filter is easy, but also it's just odd the way it's set up. Just an FYI. So I would... Not that you have to follow someone else's loot filter, but I would almost do that because I've seen the number of people that like they were blocking out all unique charms and stuff like that on accident. They didn't know it and stuff. Like mine's super simple. I'll show her. I'll kind of show her. I have a short about it. It's just a short because it's not very. It's just the trashiest items hiding. And then I just have one condition that I literally just check off inferior, and I hide all inferior items. So right after a playthrough, I don't use this loot filter for the first few days. Just kind of an FYI. But after you start farming Hell difficulty and you are never going to pick that kind of stuff up again. So on this one, I literally, it's a hide rule type. I never use the show one. I just hide these throwing potions. Because I never ever use those on anything. You never, like, even some of these, I pick them up and see if they're ethereal or like rare ones, and identify them to see if there's some crazy rare ethereal, blah, 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 blah sometimes. And every other thing I pick up every once in a great while. Over on items, I'm hiding, I only pick up full rejuves and regular rejuves this like after the first few days usually. I could always change this for a particular character if I really wanted to, but I hide regular keys and I hide bolts and arrows. And that's, and then gold under 5,000. So, and that's it. Really, the gold under 5,000, that's like 50% of the clutter. And then the inferior ones, I literally just hide inferior, and that's it. Nothing else on this one, just hide inferior. So, and you have to do these on 2 different conditions like this, because up here, if you click hide inferior, and then you come down here and pick the potions, it will show the potions. It doesn't literally. It works like as a double negative in a way. It's confusing. It's sort of not confusing, but it is kind of confusing. But you can't have it hide inferior and then also come down here and pick the weapons or stuff you want to make sure that you hide. It's kind of I don't even like explaining it because I always do it wrong. But anyways. Wait, did I slay all these? Oh, am I going backwards? Devastating. Save some time. Use about 100k in charges to get over here. That went the wrong way. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not telling it to hide inferior potions. I'm telling it to hide inferior items and potions. But that's not the way they designed the loot filter, because the loot filter makes no sense. That's what I'm getting at, Marty. So. It's simple if you just go, it's not designed good, and then yeah, then it's very simple. You just go, oh, it's designed in a way that doesn't make sense. It's simple. You're like, oh yeah, I now I know. It should just be a list of things you want to hide, and if you check anything off that you want to hide, it should hide it. That would be the easiest way to you know, to have it, you know. Like, I get it now, yeah. I'm picking hide inferior potions, which literally don't exist. So, why they have loot filters that set up to hide items that literally don't exist in the game? I mean, I don't know. But it makes sense. See, did I notice a problem with the filter? See, Nordre. I clicked the gem shrine, it filtered gem away, even if it didn't have it on the hide. I have not noticed that, no, but honestly, I don't barely click on a gem shrine. So there could have been at some point a little glitch that I have absolutely no idea for sure, but I have not seen that, no. Well, what just happened there? I just got rubber banded. Levendil, welcome in. Loot filter is confusing, lot conditional. Yeah, it's all these conditional blah, 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 blah. I don't know the right terminology for it, but yeah. Kaboom. See if I can get another Sunder Charm here, get a lucky Sunder Charm drop on today or something. Kind of what I'm hoping for. John says, you think they changed it because of streamers complaining? Yeah, that is why. I mean, streamers complaining or streamers showing how it was working. Yeah. Like, they would hop in and they would get like a dozen facets in like an hour. Not an hour, but in like 4 or 5 hours, you'd get like a dozen facets and like 10 unique rings and like 10 unique amulets. And yeah, I mean, that's why. Yeah. I mean, if nobody made videos showing them how it worked and what they thought about it, then yeah, they probably wouldn't have changed it. This is true. So I honestly have no way of knowing this to be true, but I hypothesize, because it doesn't make sense for the unique drop chance or whatever to be changed so low, while also, if I'm not mistaken, they changed it so that heralds can't drop facets and stuff anymore, right? If I'm not mistaken. I believe I read that correctly in the whole patch notesy thing. And if that's true, the only way that that kind of could have happened, I think anyways, is if they were like, hey, let's try just blocking out the jewelry and stuff. And then they were like, yeah, I don't know about that. Why don't we try one time trying it with the super, super low unique in set item coefficient. And then they tried it and they're like, yeah, I'm not yeah, okay, well that's cool. And then they just left it with both of them on there instead of only using one. Or something along that lines. I don't know. This is obviously just pure, absolutely pure speculation. So, but I just don't know why. I don't know why that number is so low. Dropping it all the way down to 8 hundo, you know? Oh shoot, this guy's almost dead. We don't want that. Where's some more dead bodies? Get rid of this herald. I think I gotta get rid of the aura, right? Ooh, an actual usable item off of a herald. Did you guys see this? That's a usable item. Can we get a 2/2/2 on the Tal's orb? 2/1/2. But hey, I think that's the first like usable, like something you'd actually like. Oh, good. That's something you could use. You know, that's like, you know, interesting. Let's hop back to town. I had some stuff I want to check, and maybe it's just some stuff to sell. Hope they do something with heralds, make them worth farming. Again, currently they're kind of pointless. Well, it's a good way to get the Sunder Chimes, but yeah. Besides that, I guess is what you mean. 35 to 11. I don't want to have more room. We'll just replace it. Don't want to sell that. But I do agree, in my opinion, and I don't know if everyone shares this opinion or not. I do also agree, and I think, or whatever, that the Herald, like, unique drop chance or inset drop chance should be higher. They shouldn't be, you know, every once in a blue moon. I've only found Sunder Charms from Heralds, so that's all but I have not spam farmed Andariel for 1,000 runs or anything like that, you know what I mean? So you know, so once you get a Sunder Charm, is fire more doable? I would be honest, at this level of gear, which is kind of good, which is better than what I had on the Magic Warlock. The Magic was more powerful than this fire one, with a Sunder Charm and -70 fire res. But I just switched because it's like what I wanted to do, you know. Even with like a Spirit Sword and a random book, the Magic one was like more powerful, I think. Most streamers think that everyone has hours to grind, and if you don't have that kind of time, then you don't deserve good gear. I see how you're the way you worded this, negative connotation towards you should, but I mean, you should have to put in effort to get good gear, and people who put in more effort to get good gear should get better gear, and people who put in less effort usually get worse gear, you know what I mean? There are games that do it differently, like Diablo 3, where everyone just gets the best possible gear within the first few days of the season, and everyone gets the same gear and the same build, and everyone's the same, regardless of amount of effort you put in, or the amount of knowledge, like, or the amount, you know, but Diablo 2 is not like that, it never has been, you know? But yeah, if you just want everything, like, given to you easily, then, like, I don't want to tell you not to play Diablo 2, but that's just not how Diablo 2 has perpetually been, you know what I mean? Like, I do get the thought of, like, I want the best gear. Like, I totally get it. But yeah, and I don't want to be like that guy, or I don't even know how to word it, but, you know. I guess I'm just, like, respectfully disagreeing, I guess you could say. Glad they tried to fix the Sunder drop charms. Yeah, they were way too rare before, in my opinion. Now, considering I found one this season, I haven't played a ton, but I mean, I do play several hours, like 3 to 4 days a week. So, whoa, okay. Well, let's go ahead and strategize here real quick. Make sure I'm set up for this. We got that. Come back here. We need him to clump up a little bit more. Oof, my gosh. Merc gone instantaneously. I can't tell. Oh, the elite one isn't getting stunned or anything, which is interesting. Yeah, this one's tough, huh? This one's tough. What should we do here? Try to drop. Yeah, they're immune to fire too, so this is like rough. Take them on one by one here. Hey, where you going, lady? Get back here. Oh, don't do... Oh, they tricked you. You've been had. I need to, like, pin him against the wall over here. And we'll just sit here for 9 years. I want to give a potion to my Merc, but I don't want to... Yeah, we'll just let the Merc go, I guess. Is this even doing enough? Yeah, we'll go with it. Maybe we'll try to get rid of all of these other ones here with just the potions and kind of clear up some of the ruckus, and maybe not the optimal strat, but you know, we'll cheese them. Sick song right here. Oh. Not my favorite strat, but maybe we'll call it effective. Okay. Hey. See how these guys... will you... There we go. Ah! Close call. Well, I wanted to go maybe just take out the last bit a little bit faster, but... Yeah, this would be an instance of how I mentioned earlier, like, maybe avoid some of the places that have harder herald, am I right? Merc dead yet? Not quite. Almost so. Wow, that was almost instantaneous. Oh, shoot, I was too slow. Ah! We're on this side. There we go. Hell! Maybe not my favorite. Minion, is there still more of them? Sure is. Go get our boy back. I wonder if they count towards the clear percentage for the area. That's rough. Favorite lock build, the fire one? I don't know, hard to say. Some of them are so busted that, you know, hard to really answer favorite like that, I don't know. Past workday, all meetings, nice! Glad here. Heralds being challenged is a good thing? Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. So it is true though that if they're that hard, they should have a higher chance of dropping something good. I think that would make everybody feel better. If you had, you know, if you felt like you actually had a chance to drop something good. Because it kind of falls into one of those situations before of kind of how, you know how I would say like you'd play for like 2 hours and you get no heralds to spawn the entire time and you knew you never had a chance to drop a Sunder Charm last season? That's kind of how it feels with the heralds now, except instead of having no chance to drop a Sunder, you only have a small chance to drop a Sunder and you have no chance to drop anything else. You know what I mean? You just know it. So it's like, you know, even if the chance is small, you know, even if your chance when you're gambling is small to win, the idea that you might win is the exciting part. That makes what you know, what makes every roll exciting, you know? You thought they lowered it because it spawns so often now, the unique find thing? They might have, but it's so low that you like essentially can't get anything good. Not literally, but it's like much too low in my opinion. Because if you think about it, it should be at least like, let's see, I don't know. It should be the same as like farming a super unique, right? At minimum. But now it's like a super unique, I forget the number. I'd have to look it up in that post that Havoc did or whatever. I think a super unique monster is something like, hopefully it's Carver's, 920 or something like that. But heralds are like 800. There's some, like, the numbers, the difference is wacky. You know. There we go, a nice easy pack. Athrun, legendary. Ooh, I'm gonna bring you guys back. John, yo! Thank you for the...
Yamai LBL 97 Grief TELSADIN died to a 5 Latvian Laches hurl. A
5 Latvian Herald? It's funny how the AI got that. But hey, thank you for the Saleya ship, and sorry to hear that. Hopefully that wasn't hardcore or nothing. But yeah, you can definitely get taken out by heralds on any builds, for sure. I think we got the waypointer ready. Thank you for the Slayer ship also, once again. The Sage said you can still get some good stuff. Got a Haas. 50 plus heralds, no Sunders. So if it supposedly it takes approximately 50 tier 1 heralds. Or tier 5, I mean. So you're right around the odds. So, but you know, like you know how RNG works, you could go 200 heralds without one. Or you could find 3 Sunder Charms in 50 heralds, you know, so that's how the averages work out. Because that's like when the patch first dropped, I found a Sunder Charm on my, I think it was the second herald I took out, and it was either tier 1 or tier 2. I think it was tier 1. Maybe it was the third herald. And then it was like maybe 20 or 30 heralds to get the fire Sunder Charm I got. And then since then I've probably done over 50 for sure, and I haven't got one, so yeah, it's just how the game works. 2 Sunder Charms almost back to back after a long dry spell. Yeah, it's a SOB, isn't it? That's why the RNG is so exciting. It can be anyways. It's not like you're on your 50th herald a Sunder Charm drops, you know? It's random. You could get on your first one, and you're like, oh yes! You know, so. Got a D-Web from a herald? Well, you're one of the crazy lucky ones. Tower. Maybe we'll come back to it. Well, maybe I shouldn't have, because... Got across here. See if we get anything. I think I got all the waypoints by now, but we'll double check. Mangsong Obsession, what's better? For... Are you talking Fire Warlock? Or what are you talking about for? I assume you mean Firelock like this build here. I would guess Mang Songs, I guess? But I haven't done a lot of testing with those much at all. So. The one thing on this Firelock, because like this is on a huge delay, this is on a delay, even this, you know, you can only cast it one, you know, almost everything's on a delay. So unless you're spamming like this is the only thing on FCR you ever use. So FCR is, and if you don't have Enigma, FCR is essentially worthless on this build, so. Whoa! Thanks a lot, chat. You almost got me. Almost got me. Yeah, this is one thing I might, it's a super small thing, but I never know now with the loot filter blocking out items if the loot filter is on or not. I have to like, I keep hitting it all the time now. I wish there was like a little, like, something. I don't really know, but I wish there was an indicator somewhere that you knew it was on. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit, like, nitpicky, but... Phil foiled our plan. Yeah, you ain't gonna get me this time. Smolps, he's a Mang Songs enjoyer. There you go. I was to say Mang Songs with the, whatever, the res, the damage or whatever, but... Yeah, so pretty much what I would say as of now, I would say Mang Song's probably the biz, but don't take that as definitive. Phil said this and no one else, you know, that's just kind of what I'm guessing at this point. Yeah, Skithy. I wonder if is this thing considered a monster that you have to clear? Could you spawn a herald? A herald nest or whatever? Has anyone seen a herald nest? Let me know in the chat. A herald bloodhawk nest. There's no way. There could be a way. Or like herald stained glass in Act 4, wherever that is, where there's stained glass, you know, that you can fight. After watching you get that cold sunder, I did a full game clear with no sunders, but persisted, got a couple afterwards. Gotcha. It was that on single player, I think I got a cold sunder, so congrats on getting yours, though. Congratulations. What do we got over here? Boy, I'm frozen. Where's my Ravenfrost? I need to find a Ravenfrost. Plug that in over here somewhere. Gold magic find, yo! Oh, here it is. Look at all these monsters. Thank you so much.
At Gold Magic Find donated 50 pesos through Super Chat. First ever Immortal Helm just dropped from Eldritch NM.
Oh, okay. Congrats on the Immortal King's Helm. Thank you so much for the 50 pesos, Uber. Ma Jenna saying you've seen champion packs of like that, so you assume heralds could too. I've definitely seen champion pack ones of those, but I don't know about heralds. I don't know. I guess maybe, probably, but easiest way to get a Sunder is to trade for it. Well, the thing is, if Sunders are cheap enough that it's super easy to trade for them, then people have got to be like finding them, right? So I don't know. It could be one of those things like the easiest way to get SOJ, you know, to trade for it, unless you're a sorceress and you're spamming Andy and you find one, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So it might be that the way it is currently now, and it may change, it probably will change actually next season, I'm guessing, but like people maybe are spamming Andy, you know, 500 Andy runs to get one random Sunder, you know, that's like a day if you play it kind of a bit. If you have a sorceress, I mean, 1 minute Andy runs is not a problem. So 500 minutes is what, like 8 hours of play? That's like a long day of playing, but you know, spread over 2 or 3 days, you're guaranteed a Sunday. How many sorceresses spam Andy? A lot, probably, you know, so. But yeah, I would say for most characters, probably the easiest way is, the easiest, most guaranteed, run the Countess, make Spirit Rune sets and get Hell Runes and some ums and stuff like that, and trade that type of value for a Sunder. That's probably the fastest, I would guess, so. They're so cheap, you say? Yeah. So you're saying they're so cheap, which means people are finding too many of them, so they're too easy to find, is what you're arguing, I guess. Huh. Okay. Yeah, they might be. I'm not sure. It's just the laws of you know, the laws of supply and demand. If they're really easy to find, they'll be cheaper, but if they're hard to find, they'll be more expensive, right? Of course, they needed the demand for it, and some people want them and some people don't, huh? I wonder if that's part of it too, is because there's so many people playing the Warlock, which is the Echoing Strike, which is magic damage, and Abyss that's magic damage, and Hammerdance, and Fist of Heaven's Palette, you know, all this stuff like that. Or if you're a sorceress that spam farms Andy, you don't really need to Sunder, or you spam farm Meph, you don't need to Sunder. So maybe there's no characters that use Sunders anymore because everyone plays these builds that you don't need Sunders on anymore. You know what I mean? Could be something like that. Like a Trav Zerker doesn't need a Sunder. Magic damage again, you know, like. Good old IO. Hop back to town. I got a lot of malarkey around here. Still looking forward to the new crafting recipes to drop. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, didn't they put new crafting recipes in, but they were inactive or something? It would be kind of crazy. I mean, who knows what they do nowadays. There were so many of them, and so many crafting recipes in that, like, in the files or whatever, that's kind of like, I'd almost be surprised if all those came, you know, the way that they were and stuff. But they put them in there. Kind of scary, to be honest. I don't know. We'll find out, though. Let me... some H2O. Need some high-quality H2O, fellas. PLR talking about Sundies. They're build enabling. Talking about Sunder Charms. Kind of, I guess. Like, you don't have to find them. Like, it's actually pretty even. Look at that. But yeah, if you have a fire build and you don't have a Sunder Charm, you gotta farm areas that are good for fire. Eldritch Shank, Andariel, Stony Tombs. You know, this is the way the game's always been for, well, when it was like, you know, always the greatest game of all time. You know what I mean? People only use 2 or 3 recipes most ever. Kind of, sort of, yeah. I mean, you use a few blood recipes early on, if you're playing a melee character. But so many people play casters. You use caster belt, caster amulet, stuff like that. Yeah. Galback, yo 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 yo, welcome in. Tatsumix bought a light Sunday for 200 FG. A burr's around 650. So yeah, would that be, just a question there, would 200, would that be about like the price of a Shaco, I'm guessing? At the current time or price or whatever? Because that would kind of make sense, you know. Actually, Shacos are probably more in demand than any individual Sunder Charm, so Shacos less than that, you think? Well, Shacos, I think when I looked up the drop odds, were actually slightly more common than Sunder Charms from Andariel. So I guess that would make sense, actually, if I, you know, it's hard for me to remember everything. Fire or Demon build most? I haven't played the Demon. I did not like the Demon, the Blood Boiled build, really, personally. Fire, I'm liking it. The Magic one, I kind of liked it. I don't know if I can really pick one, so. G-Stacks, 5-year anniversary month. Hype, 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 hype. Oh, you got 5 years coming up, huh? Which anniversary is that? Is that the paper anniversary or something? Or what is it? I'm just joking. Sunder's training for Istlo non-ladder. It's hard to compare ladder, non-ladder, because on non-ladder, runes are so much less valuable than they are on ladder. Just because people have had, what, 6 years to get all these runes? And then, yeah. especially now, they're going to be even less since they like stack. They take up no room at all. But are people going to want to keep around like bigger items that are worth like a high rune, or get rid of those items and get the high runes that are tiny and they stack? You know what I mean? They take up no inventory space. You don't have to transfer them anywhere. But yeah. Mr. Nygar, you're liking the Blood Boil Demon. Yeah, good. Glad you're liking it. I just didn't like it. Just I don't know. Maybe if I played it more, you know, it just is what it is. Personal preference. Nothing wrong if you like it, for sure. Oh, I found everything. Never mind. Whoops. This one monster is gonna... These two heralds incoming. Oh. Fuzzy says, if you're buying stuff with FG, what does it matter? I don't know what you mean by that, Fuzzy. Can the average player find a Sunder for the death of the universe? For sure. Like I said, it takes 500... Oh, did I go the wrong way? It takes 500-ish Andy runs to find a Sunder Charm, so... And then optimally, if you get one you don't want, you can trade that one for the Sunder Charm you do want. Or maybe you might have to throw a little in to sweeten the pot. Or maybe you find one that's worth more than the other ones, you know? But it's just like everything. Like I said, a Sunder Charm is from Andariel is slightly more rare. Well, actually, it depends if you go with the Pav key, or the Pavik numbers that he had in this thing, or if you go by the max roll drop odds calc that I looked up. But, because actually, if you go by the number he used, the Sunder Charm is actually more common than a Shaco from Andariel. But the numbers I seen, it was like less likely than a Shaco. But that's not the here nor there. It's roughly, it's not too far off from a Shaco from Andy, so. But also you can get Sunders off of Heralds, and a Shaco is probably less common off of a Herald than a Sunder Charm is right now with the way the, you know, the way the unique drop coefficient or whatever it's called is right now, you know? Yeah, the specific one is less common, yeah, because there's 6 or 7 of them, right, or whatever, so. And also there's a Grand Charm could roll as a Geeds too, so yeah, it would be 7 different Grand Charms. Yeah, that's one thing I'm not sure, I don't think I like much, really, is that a Geeds is 7 times more rare. I don't like that that must have been something they overlooked, like, oh, we'll just put it on the same drop as Geeds and it'll be the same commonality as Geeds. But in practice, that's not how it works, right? Ooh, Mancatcher off of some random monster. I think is that Viper Fork? Isn't that a TC-87 item? Oh. Not good, but, man, okay. There's too many little dumb things in the way. Gosh darn it. Wait, what? Don't like that. Get rid of these other guys. Good old Carver one. That's what we want. Good old Carver Herald. Seems like it should be 50-50 for Geeds or random Sunder. That's what I would say so as well. Yes, Fuzzy. I do like the sounds of that. That's when I said a Sunder Charm should be just as common as a Geeds. That's what I was imagining in my head. Not each Sunder Charm was this. Not every single one of them was equal to Geeds. So there's 7 different things that all have an equal chance to drop. I was thinking Geeds or a random Sunder Charm, right? Maybe that's not what they thought that everybody was saying, which is possible. It is possible. Little lost in translation, you know, type of sitch. Maybe. An old Viper Fork. Not great. Poison Explosions on Striking. Legendary. But we do want that. Sure, why not? 3 Geeds before your first Thunder Charm this season? That's crazy. That is maybe someone's a gold finder, I don't know. That is abnormally, that is way crazy, actually, kind of sort of, so. The Loom, you did a full game terrorized, found 2 Sendies. Yeah, that's almost exactly the statistical probability of what you would find. A full game clear. I'm going so slow here, that's why I'm probably not gonna find one today, but just chilling, not trying to min-max the speed here, nothing. Clicking on stuff. Also, I have a fire build, which is going to be slower than a 96 maxed out Hammerden. That's for sure. Yeah, really, I'm only like, what am I, halfway through Act 1 here? It's been like an hour and a half. Not very quick at all. Not very quick at all. Pretty slow, in fact. Yeah, let's forget these guys. Am I using Obedience? Yep, that's exactly what I'm using. A good old cheapo Obedience and a Poleaxe. Oh, Pull Rune. Love to see it. Running the Terror Zones, might as well take out the Countess. Get us a little mid. Oh. Don't say it, fellas. You're above the neck. You're above that. Eldritch skills on a sword, huh? Interesting. I don't know if I knew that you could get Eldritch. You could get Warlock skills on swords. I thought it was the daggers. Well, it is daggers, but I mean, interesting. I was unaware of that. Grief Whirlwind Weapon. I don't do that a whole lot. I've done it before, where I went all budget stuff and tried a bunch of things out. Oath is kind of, I think you need a Mal, right? Mal pull, something. Boy, I tried out a bunch of different random things, and a lot of stuff was like struggle. So, Death, there you go. Yeah, that takes a Vex there too. So, yeah. See, I did all of Black Marsh. Up that way. Oh, I didn't repair this. When you're budget, you gotta repair your telestaff. Excuse me. Dude, please forgive me for that. Oh, missed this monster pack. Could have been the one. Thought I cleared this. Why is there monsters everywhere? I guess I did not clear the Black Marsh. Didn't I clear the whole Black Marsh and then went back to the tower? I guess I did not. And there's a Reaper's Toll off a random monster. We'll grab that in just a second because I don't want to get completely nuked here. Carvers again. Love it. Love to see it. What's going on with these guys? They kind of all run away every time you kill one too, so that's kind of another part of this. They don't. Merc's probably gonna get taken out no matter what. I'll just say forget about him. Hey. Come on, meow. Why you running? We'll spam these. See how fast these go. Small charm. And of course we got that Reaper's Toll up a second ago. Hey. Nice. That's cool. You want your money back? I missed the start of that comment, apparently. Money back. Great Marsh terrorized. Don't all rush there at once. I know, right? I thought I cleared this whole area. Why? I don't know. I guess I missed some, huh? Interesting. Oh well. Just got a Herald. Who knows how long it'll be before I get another one. We'll just move on. I can't. Out of mana. Boy. Yeah, this area is one of those dookie ones where you can get like archers and quill rats right now. Or you can get yourself, you know, carvers. Mr. Nygar, appreciate ya. Peace out. Throw it in the giveaway pile. 6 poison, that's pretty good, right? Ah. Heralds do drop unique stuff. Yeah, sometimes. Not very much though. A lot of blues. A lot of blues. They're like unique factor or whatever is incredibly low set, so you're much more likely to get something good off of a random terrorized unique monster than you are off a Herald. But you can. Oh shoot. I gotta remember to send my demon up to hunt. Honor rune. Oh yeah, someone mentioned the honor rune word there. That is a pretty cheap one. It's like am tier Sol, like it's a bunch of middle low runes. Not a low rune, but cheap runes you can get from anywhere. Kind of sorta. You should swap to fire. You say there, Crummy. I mean, I'm guessing that the Blood Boil one is like better than the fire one. Just an FYI. So, unless like if I didn't have a fire Sunder Charm right now, all the fire immunes that I would be running into, well, not like right here, but this area actually. Is there any fire immunes out here? Maybe the Carvers are or aren't. I don't even know. But yeah, a lot of areas with their fire immunes give you a problem. So if that's why I found a fire sending, I was like, you know what? Let me play the fire one. Just because, you know, try something different. I think the Tainted one, doesn't it? Isn't the explosion from the Blood Boil half fire, half physical? That isn't full fire, is it? Yes, fitty. Good. Thought so. Oh, that's not a monster. Frozen again. Don't click that, Phil. Crisco saying funny how heralds are so hard to kill but drop almost nothing. Yeah, I feel like it was they just set the one number incorrect for some reason. I'm not sure exactly, you know, maybe intentional bug. I don't know. Hard to really say for sure. But I do agree. I think that the unique and set number or whatever needs to get turned up for, you know, that would make it drop more sets and uniques essentially. I mean, I did get a Tal's Orb a second ago. I mean, is that really good? I mean, I don't know. Hardcore sucks. You just want to come say that? Yeah, I do agree. I concur, sir. I concur. Let's go check out the guild hall over here, huh? Let me in, let me in. Oh wait, does that? Oh, I guess I didn't realize that that said the monastery like right here. Forgot about that or something. Or did they change that? Are they adding in? No, I'm joking. Just kidding. Dyke. Crisco said you're going to rock some full game clears. See what happens. Best of luck. I mean, statistically, you should get it Sunder Charm in that time, so something. See what happens. The tainted don't get minus from your Sunder Charm, you say? I thought they did. I thought they changed it so minions do get minus res like a while back. Oh god. Tough bros right there, huh? Is that going to be a get really close and then spam them with this? They are weak to fire, actually, so maybe I can take him out fast enough. My Merc will fight this one over here by himself. If he can stay alive over there. Yeah, we got it. We figured it out. I wish that wouldn't constantly change like that. Figured it out, fellas. Figured it out. Phil about to die? No way! Not against no weak little archers. Oh. Can't cast through that little hole in the wall. I see how it is. Fat chance. What would they even put in for an entire act? Yeah, that's a great question. Rami says, as far as he's aware, they don't get the minus enemy fire res. But they do get sundered for it, though. Could be. I mean, I had thought a long time ago they changed that for all minions because, like, the traps for the assassin are considered minions, and they used to not get the minus lightning res, the lightning traps and the fire traps, but now they do. So I thought that's what I thought they changed it for. Maybe it was a skill specific change or something. Not really sure, I guess, but Sunder Charm. Video. So you're talking about the recent one that was like 40 minutes, kind of explaining everything, the post and stuff. Gotcha. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Hopefully, you know, you've seen the post and kind of got a better handle on how everything works and stuff. Yes, sir. Is players count important for Herald farming? So no. Farming Heralds right now as is. Players count and Magic Find have essentially no effect on it. It's just the only thing that you can affect finding a Sunder Charm or not, or finding Heralds or not, is percentage of each individual area that you clear. Because the higher the percentage of the total number of monsters in that area, including all the basic little white ones and stuff, you clear, each monster has a higher chance to spawn a Herald than the one before, like, as you go up in percentage. So if you want to find a Sunder Charm from regular monsters, though, then players count and Magic Find drastically affects it. Can, anyways. So just farming P1 fast monsters? I suppose, yeah. It depends how you want to like think about it, because if you have a full team and you guys like can slay faster by working together, you know. Oh. And then also, like, if you find a Sunder Charm you don't want, you can give it to somebody who needs it, and if they find one that they don't need but you need it, then you can share, you know what I'm saying? So there is still reason to work together. Plus the heralds, if you've been watching me take these heralds out, they can be tough. And if you have more than one person taking them out, they, I would assume, go faster, so. Margaretti saying, yeah, the Sunder Charms minus res should help out the Tainted. I thought so, so there's someone who agrees with me, I guess, you know, or thinks the same thing. Off to farm Nightmare, Fevered Mind says. Alright, have fun with that. Tier 5 Curse, Concentration, Might, Aura, Heralds as a hardcore melee character, scary. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of the point of hardcore, right? It's supposed to be you have a chance to die, and you gotta be locked in every second, you know? Sounds terrible. But some people like it. Oh, you said you so you asked somebody and they tested it out. Gotcha. Yeah, no, see, the thing is I thought that because the way that Diablo 2 was made and changed and stuff, it should, you know. So yeah, you said you've seen somebody test it out. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I believe you. I'm just, you know. Sometimes I like to try to word things where it's not like, yeah, it does work, idiot, so stop saying that, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like word things in a way that doesn't sound like I'm saying, like, dude, you're just wrong. The minus res does work, okay? You get what I'm saying. Plus, if you always say things in that manner, you can never be wrong. You're like, I'm pretty sure, I think, you know, because then it's not like you are wrong. It's like, you know, you didn't definitively say anything, right? Never speak in definitives, ever. Like a politician, you know? Are you for this policy? Well, the thing is this is a good blah, 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 blah. And then 9 minutes go by and it's like, so was that a yes or a no? Because I have no idea. Yeah, trying not to be condescending, yeah. And also just trying not to be super, you know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. This is true, Squeak. Ha ha ha. Fever Mind saying the odds of getting the Sunder Charm you need and then having it actually roll well. Pretty rare to get. Yeah. This is true. So it's going to be that people who get a really good rolled Sunder Charm that's the one that they need are going to be people who play a ton. And the people who don't play a ton, you're not going to get a perfect Sunder Charm. You should be able to trade for one you should be able to trade for one to use without too much difficulty. But, you know, obviously it's like the people who get a perfect Griffin's Eye. Like the odds of getting your Griffin's Eye isn't good. You know, of getting a very, very rare unique helm, you know, your odds of even getting that to be a Griffin's that you drop isn't good. And your odds of it being perfect are also not good. Your odds of getting finding a perfect facet to put in it too are also not good. But people get all these things, the ones that play a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily this very moment arguing for the rarity of Sunder, but I'm just kind of like, you know, give my 2 cents on that. That's not necessarily, you know, good or bad or whatever you say, or whatever, you know. Roar! Ever introduce a physical facet? Well, they have the special one from Heralds, or not, from Uber Colossal Ancients or whatever. But yeah, they don't have the normal facet for it. Rainbow Facet. I'm not sure if there's like lore or definitionally by the name, it kind of would only mean to imply to caster elements. But you'd think there should be one for everything, right? I guess I'd be on board if they introduced that stuff. Mustache money. Phil for prez. I'd be a great president. Enigmas for everyone. Oh, we're going to take enigmas from people who have tons of enigmas and give them to people who don't have them. Holiday for every ladder reset. Oh my gosh, like duh. Totally. You better believe it. There's no doubt that's happening. Wait, why are you not? Demon head, demon heart. Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting thing too about these Herald spawn zones. So all levels of the jail are all one Herald spawning zone. But also the barracks up there, that's one Herald zone by itself. Weird how that is. Let me double check my... Make sure my playlist didn't jump to another one that I... Oh, this is a 4-hour playlist. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Ogriax! Come on, you can do it. 98% chance it's a Giga Chad item. 98! Did you know that percent? Don't tell me I just made that number up and it means absolutely nothing. You need all 20-year enigmas. Soul Rune. You're the Jeff Bezos of enigmas, huh? Yeah, Tweedle. No, it's kind of a channel joke. Oh my gosh, this guy picking up those ogre. It's hard for me to even say it the incorrect way. Ogre axe. Painful. No, it's a channel joke. It's just like a channel joke, and I'm looking for. It's not going to be valuable or something that would actually be better than on other items that you use. So yeah, I'm looking for an old like CCBQ, but a CCBO. Or C, cruel, C, wait, hold on. COAQ. Couldn't get my letters right. So yeah, I'm kind of just being a dumb bleep. Picking them up an ID, you know. Jeff Bezos is the Jeff Bezos of Enigmas, right? Have I tried PoE 2? No, I don't have any interest in it. I don't know. Let's jump over here. I just don't have a lot of desire to play other games, I guess. Especially ones that take a long time to learn all the different mechanics and are really, really in-depth and detailed. I don't have much of any interest in playing, to be honest. Just don't want... I could take the time, but I just don't want to take the time to learn all that stuff. You know? Especially since, let's say I play Diablo 2, and let's say I drop a Burr rune and a Jaw rune right next to each other, like I get insanely lucky. I could instantly make a clip of that and make like $50 instantly. So it's hard to justify playing other games where I have no opportunity to make any money when I could play Diablo 2, and if I get lucky, I could make money. You know what I'm saying? And also Diablo 2 is awesome, so. Yeah, pretty much that. Cruel Colossus Blade of Quickness. Good times. Yeah, I know. That's what sometimes I look for. I had a Cruel Bullrog Blade of Evisceration I found when I was like 13. and it was 287 ED with enhanced damage with like 48 max damage, and I thought it was so cool I had on my barb. Unfortunately, I found it in a cow game instead of rolling it in the cube. That way you could, you know how you could roll the stuff in the cube and it could get 3 open sockets along with being a magic item, so you could get Cruel of Quickness with 3 open sockets at one time. Everybody was like, oh, never mind, yeah, because it only had 1 socket in it. Well, actually, at this time, it must have been, I don't remember but maybe they wanted 2 sockets, because Act 5 wouldn't have been around, well, I don't know. My memory's slipping on me. Sorry, I'm too old. But pretty much they either wanted 2 sockets in it from Larzik or the 3-socketed version one. And this one only had 1. I can promise you that. Oof. Come on. Oh no! I hit the knife button instead of the other buttons. Ooh, cheese them. Get back here. You notice how they got the AI programmed so if they think they can't get to you, they all run away? You notice they did that? Has it always been like that, or am I just... No lethargy? Yeah, I've been rocking it. I just missed. That's what happened when I tally stomped him on accident. I hit the wrong button. I just wasn't thinking. Harold gone first. Okay, alright. See you, Harold. All blue items. That's weird. Ooh, we had a Harold gargoyle trap coming in a second. Anya quest to make collectibles of personal ogre axes. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. If something was good, maybe I would do that. Give it away to somebody like it's a collectible item in real life. Like, look, it's signed by Sweet Phil. It's a cruel ogre axe of evisceration that he personalized for me. Be legendary. That's what I should do. Start charging people to like I create characters of and then I could record it and send the clip of me personalizing it for you. $50, I'll personalize an item for you. I'll create a character named Sweet Phil, and I'll record the clip of me personalizing it for you so you have it memorialized. And yeah. I'm about to be rich AF. You say you cast lethargy on right where the lightning's at? Yeah, you definitely could do that, yeah. Level 3. Okay, these jail levels must all be their own Herald spawning zone, I guess. I know that catacombs are all the same Herald spawning zone. That's why I'm kind of like questioning which areas are. I know the maggot layer are all their own individual zones, but like, yeah, the catacombs I know are all one zone every level of the catacombs, which is interesting, but... Ethereal Cruel Ogre Axe of Quickness. Oh! Zod it? Oh my gosh. Or get 2 sockets, Zod it, and put a 4015 in it.
At Elapenny 7402 donated $5 through Super
Eli,
Chat.
yo!
Haven't caught you live in a while. Have a cold on me, OUUGH.
Gotcha. Haven't caught live in a while. Well, welcome in. Sorry, hopefully you get better soon. But appreciate you joining me. You legend. Thank you for the super chat. Death Dream said your first character you played was a Paladin. Gotcha. I don't remember which one was first, but my first 3 were Sorcerer, actually, I don't really remember. My first 4 I know for a fact were Sorceress, Necromancer, Barbarian, and Amazon. I don't know which order they came in, though. I feel like Necro was first, because it was by far the worst one. I remember using Bone Spirit and barely being able to farm Nightmare and Mephisto. Barely being able to kill Nightmare and Mephisto. I can really remember it. I found Undead Crown and I was like, oh, this is sick for my character. And then I found, is it Pus Spitter? That's the crossbow that has 2 skills for Necro on it. And I was like, oh, 2 skills for my character. This thing is sick. That's exactly how it went too, by the way. Oh, no way. I'm gonna screenshot this and upload it on my MySpace. How come I have different terror zones now? So I used a shard to fully terrorize Act 1 here. So shards are a new thing that drops. I just got one a second ago that you can terrorize full acts, and it stays terrorized until you leave the game. Like it'll stay terrorized in this game forever until the game gets deleted or whatever. Okay, let's just go ahead and use one of those. I'm kind of getting enough of these. Oh, I'm so chilled. I wish I had something to give me Canopy Frozen. Like a Trang's belt. I should get a Trang's girth. Glacial Spike Sork. Nice! I did one of those one time. I did 500 Ancient Tunnel runs with a Sork, and every 100 runs I use a different gold build. Are those shards only online play right now, or in single? Yeah, they're on single player too. Yeah. Yep. So any of you guys are in here all the time, or if you first time in here, what do you think of the new music? You liking this the same, more, less than the other stuff? Is it too quiet? You can't even hear it. Sometimes, if you're on phone or PC, things will be louder or quieter. So I kind of gotta have it set so it's not too loud for anybody. Is kind of what I got to do. So unfortunately. Complete hell for shards to drop. Yeah, shards start dropping when you can start running terror zones. Yep. Bangtown. Battle Orders. Ooh. Can't hear on the phone and YouTube. Ooh. Gotcha. A little too quiet for the phone, huh? New music good, says Crystallize. Nice. Justin, you can hear it. Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, depending on your device, I don't want to have it so that like 50% of the people, oh, I can hear it. It sounds okay. And then 50% of the people are like, it's so loud, I can't like handle this, you know. Depending on if they're on the phone or on their PC or on blah blah blah, you know. So I lean on the side of some people actually can't hear the music at all, which is kind of fine, I guess. You just hear me talking and the game sound, I guess. But then other people can hear the music, and you know. One Wraith in here. Cool. Did I clear up this side at all? Yeah, I said, guess so. Have a question? Shoot. Also, the thing too is I have it's called an audio ducking. So when I talk, the music gets quieter, so you can hear me better. And then when I stop talking, a few seconds later, the music volume comes up again. And I talk a lot, so. How hard to find a Center Charm nowadays? Depends who you talk to. Some people say it's way too easy. Some people say it's still too hard. So, if I had to guess, it's probably in a good spot. So they say. The statistical odds are, if you terrorize a full game with all these shards, on average, you will find 2 Sunder Charms in a full game clear. So. I have not seen this, in my anecdotal experience, I have not seen that, but need to figure out how to set that up in OBS. Actually, it's not even in OBS. It's like a Windows setting that has always been set. And I found it one day and I kind of realized it was doing it. And I'm like, that's weird. But it's something in Windows that when you record with a micro, it automatically does it. Like called auto ducking. So, yeah. Sick. Some of these songs are sick. When people start complaining, it's to load you pretty much balanced. Crash says. You mean like when people are arguing both sides is probably where you want it? Kinda, sorta. I think it's gonna be okay where it's at, to be honest. The odds of you finding them, but if they change something, I hope they do something like somebody said earlier that like. So pretty much, I hope the chance to find a random Sunder Charm stays the same, kind of, sorta. But I hope they bring back the Geeds drop chance, so the Geeds drop chance is the same as it was before. Because the Geeds is apparently, the Geeds, I mean, 7 times more rare from the statistical odds of what happened, so.
What's up, Phil? Hit the like button, boys and girls.
Artemis!
What the cool kids do.
Coming in with the Giga Chad Slayership! Oh my gosh! Thank you for re-upping 8 months of Giga Chad Slayership. And as the name would dictate, what a Giga Chad. Appreciate you, my god. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, hit the like button, everybody. Listen to the man. He's awesome. Did an Act 1-2 the other day. Meant to take a screenshot. 43 Heralds, no Sunders. So yeah, 43 Sunders on average. And you could be way less or way more. It's 50 or 50. I think it's 50 exactly. Maybe 51. That's not a huge difference anyways. Number of Heralds to get a Sunder Charm. I think. Of tier 5 Heralds. So you would have been just, like, not quite, like, you could have found one for sure, but you weren't quite to the statistical average or whatever. But it could, you know, it could take you 200 Heralds or, you know, whatever, so. Am I gonna be okay? Wait, am I going to be okay where I'm at, Phil? I must have missed your comment or something. Sorry. There are actually some comments up here I missed. Do forgive me. DK said the results of your Sunder Charm poll made me feel better about my life choices, Phil. Thanks. I've been putting up a lot of polls to see what everyone thinks about it, so I'm not sure which one you're actually talking about. So let me try to catch up here on a bunch I missed, like. Anton up here. A new question. Do Sunder Charms drop based on your your spec. So it's not completely random off of Heralds, but it is completely random off of other monsters. So nowadays Heralds can actually drop off of any monster that's high enough level to drop a Geeds Grand Charm, which they set the item level for a Sunder Charm. So off of regular monsters, if a Sunder Charm drops, it has equal chance to be any of them. But off of Heralds, I forget exactly what it is, but you're more likely to get Cold and Fire Sunder Charms off of Heralds, I guess. And then I think the magic and the physical ones are the most rare, and then the other ones are in between, you know, the couple, so. Geeds is really quite rare now. That's my understanding, yes. Apparently Geeds got 7 times more rare. Because what they did is they just slid in, oh, well, the Sunder Charms will just be another unique drop, but it's not like you either find a Sunder Charm or a Geeds. You either find a Geeds, or a Fire Sunder, or a Cold Sunder, or a Poison Sunder, or a, you know, Magic Sunder, or a Physical, you know, so it's not like, when I was thinking that I want a Sunder to be as rare as a Geeds, I was thinking a random Sunder be as rare as a Geeds, not have the Sunder be as rare as a Geeds, and then they're all on the same line, making Geeds way more uncommon, right? So, I don't know if that was intentional, you know, I'm not sure exactly, but. Flipster, another physical Sunder from a Skelly pack. Ooh. Congratulations. You were talking about Sunder situation, and you said they were okay where they're at, just trying to make a life joke, I guess. I mean, I think they're kind of okay for this season or whatever. Let me look up the polls and see what everybody else says, because I just put that one in earlier, and I didn't really look at it. I'll show you guys too when I get there. So it's, you know, takes me a second, real quick. Web browser, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. Let's just go like this. Posts. That's me streaming. Look at him. Look at him, the cute guy. So not a ton of votes on this one yet. Only 500 because I just put it in. So 50% of people said they're good exactly how it is. 36% said good, but they don't want them to fall from Nightmare, because technically Nightmare Terror Zones, you can, I should have put, but Nightmare, maybe I didn't have enough room for all these words, but they can drop from Nightmare Terror Zones technically now, the highest level Nightmare Terror Zones. Or 11% bad, they should only drop from Heralds. They're bad how they drop now, it should only be from Heralds. So, here's some other ones we can take a look at. I'll do a video about this stuff too in the future at some point, but after the new Heralds and Sunder Charms drop changes, how many Sunder Charms have you found so far? Extra credit in the comments. Let me know how you found them. 60% of people have not found a single Sunder Charm this season. I've only found one, and I feel like I play more than average because I'm a streamer, right? So, I've also I haven't found a single skiller this season too, actually, which is kind of even crazier when you think about it. Or maybe, no, I did find one. I did find one. I think it was a summoning with life on it, actually. It's pretty crazy to think about, but 25% have found one or two. And then some people were just commenting like, oh, I've found like 12 this season. I found 30, which I don't know about these people, but 9% have found 3 to 5, and then 6 or more, only 6%. So not these people saying they drop too often. I don't think that's really a number that we need to, no offense, like you can think whatever you want, it's fine. America, or whatever country you're in, freedom. But 6% of people are finding way too many Sunder Charms. You play a lot. Nothing, you know, it's fine. Heralds pop up. Are you one of those people? And I'd heard this is another thing. You never know who is just like anecdotal, people complaining. You just skip them because people are like, they never drop anything good. You can just find Sunder Charms from Andy, so there's no reason to do Heralds anymore. Do you take out the Heralds or do you skip them? 90-10 people take out the Heralds, so. And you like the new Herald spawning system, the way they spawn, how you get way more of them, you have to clear more area and stuff like that. It's an 80-20 issue there. People like it way more than they did before, so. Just kind of, you know, if you guys, just gives you an idea of where I'm coming from, because a lot of my opinion, I try not to only be like what I kind of want, it's kind of like what other people want, you know, kind of sort of too. So yeah. Novasork, Crescent Moon and Spirit, or Mang Songs? Oh boy, I've never thought about using, not that I've never thought about it, but I never would have Mang Songs to use for a Novasork. I would have to say the Spirit Crescent Moon, I guess, but really Novasork's best with Self-Infinity if you can do it, but Marty, hate. Uh-oh. Weird guy said he found 3 Sundays, none were the one he wanted. You gotta trade those ones for the one you do want. That's what you gotta do. You don't have to, but. Or if you're offline single player, find more. Yeah, it's a little different, yeah. Crash said he's a Mangs enjoyer on that situation. Gotcha. So there you go. Someone's a Mangs enjoyer. Can't afford the Infinity yet. Gotta get the Griffins first. Makes sense. Fat, welcome in. Yo. Tippin says he plays 2 to 3 hours a day. Hasn't found a Sunder yet. Gotcha. To be honest, that's, if you average it out, I probably play less than that, to be honest. And I found 1 on ladder. Because some days I don't play, and then other days I'll play. Might play for a half hour, like after I make videos that day instead of streaming or something. I've been doing that a little bit. Going in the Discord, chatting it up with the fellas. Anton trying to get a trade going. If anyone needs a physical, you need a cold. I'm sure you might be able to do that because I mean the physical one is more uncommon than the cold one, but the cold might be in more demand. Hard to say exactly, but another shard. I had heard some people saying too. They were saying shards are dropping so commonly that they are mad when they find one because then it's taking a slot of an item that could be something else good that they would want to find, possibly. Yeah, I haven't had quite that experience yet, but I do have almost 10 of each one, but I haven't really been just blasting the Terra zones, finding a bunch of them, so. Infinity or Griffins, what's priority for the Nova Sorceress first? If you had to choose, I guess I would go with what other people are saying, and probably Griffins? Don't need that. Don't need that. Is that one of those situations where you can't really go wrong because you got something great anyways? Maybe? Ah! I used my last charges. Devastating. Several people say Infinity all day. So, yeah. I think that's one of those ones where it's like, you know, dealer choice. What's a Thunder Charm? Haven't had that drop ever. You'll find one in no time. I got faith. Wait, didn't I just repair it? I got 17 charges? What happened here? Oh, that's Portal. Idiot. What am I doing here? 52 Talix? What are you going to do with them? That's got to be the one from Andy, I guess, right? I guess trade them. This is true, though. But you can farm a lot of Andy, I think, huh? Too many shards isn't a thing. You can just use them to farm single areas. This is true. This is true. That's kind of what I thought, too. That maybe people... I mean, not... You know, people can do it. Oh, what am I doing? This. Sometimes people get stuck in the no change mindset, like they're anti-change guys. No, I was joking. But, you know, the way shards were used before, the way spawning heralds before they'd spawn heralds, they'd go around and snipe the unique monsters only and take out no other monsters. But people were like, they wouldn't change the way that they were thinking and what you had to do. Or with the shards, they, you know, you got to change the way you were using them. Like, if I get too many of the level 4 ones, I could just run an hour of TZ Chaos. Boom, 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 and use them up, you know? Or the Act 3 ones. I could just run an hour of TZ Trav if I wanted to. Or TZ, or run TZ Trav and TZ Flare Jungle because of all the density that can be there. Or, you know, something like that. And TZ Meth, of course. You know, hit the few areas you like and dip out. You could just spam TZ Andy for as long as you wanted if you had an infinity of these, right? I don't feel like you can really have too many. But yeah, so I sort of agree with that, kind of, sort of. I guess if they dropped too often, like way too often, that'd be bad. Like, every monster pack you killed dropped another one. But yeah, like, so far in this season, me playing, probably average to like 3 hours a day since the season started. Finding I have roughly like, what, on average there, 10 of each one. I feel like that's not too crazy, is it? On single player, you'll end up just, at some point, you'll just end up not picking them up anymore because you'll have too many over years. Or you're just like, you'll have to use them as spam farming. That's probably what I'll end up doing for video ideas later. It'll be like, I have 100 shards of everyone. I'm running TZ, Andy, and Meth until they're gone. How good of stuff am I finding? Watch till the end to find out. There we go. Spiders, how bad are these going to be? I think these are inherently immune to fire, aren't they? They are. Look how slow this is going, bro. I don't want to do this. They're so slow. Wait, how did he get out here? He just teleported through the wall, this bum. I just cheesed him in the middle of the wall. Look at that. The goat. Just blasting in the straight line. Only one of them can attack my demon at a time. I don't know where my merc is. He's like inside the demon or something. Oh, he's standing behind him. Just sick. Unfortunately, the one in the front, I think, is going to die and he's going to run in. Oh, good, he didn't. So, is this a good strat or is this cheesy? Let me know. What do you guys think? Wish they would take out the Terra Zone's timer and just use shards only. Interesting idea there. Shards only, huh? So you could just always, no matter what, always pick the zone you wanted. But you couldn't, they wouldn't inherently have them off the bat. I mean, I don't know that there's really a reason to remove them as the timer. But I feel like you will kind of get to a point, and you are / do, that you run all the areas that you don't even go off the timer anymore. Right? Maybe? Echoing Strike or Fire? Better. If you... Fire's probably... The Fire build I'm playing is probably one of the lower Warlock builds, to be honest. Once you have the best gear in the game, it can be really good at doing a lot of stuff. But... Okay, I'm about to just go in there and try to, like, make it go a little faster, maybe. Oh my gosh, there's way more left over than I thought there was. Bro. They are way too fire immune. I don't have enough minus fire res. Don't look like Wave was doing anything. I guess not to enough of them. It was only taking out like one of them in the middle. So yeah, it's just too narrow to not hit enough of them. So I gotta start dropping some more of the stars down, kind of help out. Oh well, yeah. Look, they're barely getting hit. I mean, I could. Oh, the Herald's almost dead. Actually, never mind. Let's do this. Death Sigil. Yeah, I could do that. Since I don't really need that one. Not too many things are dying, though. Dang it, it keeps swapping on me. I hate that. Pluses are really small. We'll see what happens. It's kind of small, but... Yeah, come on, Amelia. Help her brother out. Look at him just standing there. Look at this bum. Just chilling. Yeah, he's never getting any more sticks of gum. Man. It's like not... Mercan Side Demon came into an explicit stream. No, I see what you did there, man. Their fire res is just like too high. Let's see how they are now, huh? Maybe we can get it go a little faster and we'll be all right with. Oh no. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the Death Sigil popping up here. Give us a little boost or something, huh? Yeah, they're face tanking them. This is taking way too long, but... Fall and drop to Vex. Nice. Oh, well. Emilio died a million deaths. Give him a break. I know, right? Let's see, did the Herald... Where'd the Herald go? Oh, he dropped over here? Oh, right there, so... Do I even want to take the time to take out the rest of the minions? Do the minions of the Herald count towards clearing the zone? Because I don't believe they do. So I'm just going to skip them. I don't think it's worth it. Fine. Oh, what? I thought they were gonna be gone. Darn. I bet you that minus fire res from him ran out. That probably would have helped, huh? Dummy. After you get 99, so going back to the shard location from Indigo, after you get 99 of each shard, I guess I always get more than I spend. Well, yeah, but at that point, that's kind of what we were saying before, that you could just, like, spam farm Andy, or whatever, you know? You could spam farm Andy for a couple of hours to get rid of him, and then spam farm wherever in Act 2, the tombs or something. Or, people always want to do Tal Rasha's tombs over and over again. Online, you could even probably trade them, maybe. If people just, you know... Maybe. They might be common enough that you wouldn't be able to trade them, though, maybe. If you don't use enough of them. Hard to say. I don't know how fast they would drop from tombs. from Talarash's tombs to make up for the Talarasha tomb ones if you want to keep doing more. I don't know. Nightbot, what's going on? Love that guy. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Good call, Knight. Can you please give me a quick update? I was playing Warlock when it rolled out. How badly is it nerfed? All the Warlock builds are still some of the best builds in the game. Yep. Pretty much there's like 5 builds in the game that are essentially... There's 5 Warlock builds that are like top 10 most powerful builds in the game right now. Yeah, everybody was... because maybe exaggerating or the nerfs or weren't fully understanding how much it was or wasn't nerfed at the time, so... Should they add a cube recipe that makes it so you can cube all 5 in order to make 1 to terrorize cows? I mean, it's interesting. It is odd that you can't terrorize cows. I don't know. I don't know what they should do with that. Like, should you just be able to... Should cows just be considered part of Act 1 with the shard, or... I don't know. Hey. Oh no. People underestimated how obscenely broken the Warlock was before. Like, right? Yeah, I feel like I did not, but yeah. That's like before people are like, what's your damage on your Warlock? Oh my god, your character sucks. Mine's 120k. I'm like, I'm one-shotting everything. How much more damage do I need? If you one-shot monsters with 50k damage, why do you need more damage? Why would you not stack more Magic Find at that point or something? Are you dumb? That's not what I said, because, you know, I'm trying to be polite, but, you know. Like, declone took me about 0.5 seconds. Why do I need more damage? Cube the Wurt's Leg, a tomb, and any shard to terrorize cows. That is a great idea. I like the sounds of that, actually. Big number gooder. The smaller the number, the more batter. Right. Four more charges, huh? What time we got here? Oh, it's after 5? Wow, time flying. I wasn't going to stream for a crazy long time today. It's been, what, 2.5 hours? Okay. If infinite damage is what people want, Marvin says, D3's for you. Yeah, and that's kind of, I didn't say it because I didn't want to sound rude, but I kind of, if anyone says stuff like that, I assume they're Diablo 3 players or Diablo 4 players. So what I had to guess is that the expansion came out for D2R, and they're like, this is hype and crazy, let's play it. And then they're like, how do we get our damage number as high as possible on the character screen? The number of people also that I would see on the character screen, like, how high can you get this number? And then you look, and they have no minus res on their character at all, and they're like, ha, my damage is like 30% higher than yours. And I'm like, I have minus 140 lightning res. And they're like, yeah, but the character screen damage. I'm like, you know, I didn't say nothing, but you know what I mean. Another Talic statue. Yeah, it's just, you know, it would just take too long for me to, like, fully explain the history of Diablo 2 and why things are the way that they are and why you can't trust the character screen and why you know, like, you know, it's like, what do I tell somebody that, you know, they're going to play the game for 2 weeks and they want big number, more better, and that's just like, what, you know, you just gotta get, you're like, okay, whatever you want to do. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're having a great time. Peace be with you, brother. They'll go in Super Saiyan. I was about to. No. Tippin said his buddy got D4 for the first time, and he's like, what the heck? People are doing trillions of damage? I did see some of that stuff too, yeah. I thought the numbers looked bad before with numbers flying everywhere, and it's just like trillions and trillions and quintillions of damage just flying. I seen someone playing, I was like, wow. Yeah. I'm on ladder. Yeah, I'm on ladder, but I've just been playing solo, so. Oh, sorry. Appreciate your Rastakhan for someone must have asked about what changed in here. Appreciate you kind of shouting some of that stuff out. Appreciate you there on Twitch. How's the farming going? Found a Reaper's Toll is cool. Not really a whole lot though. Just chilling, talking, you know. Just decided just to play solo today, so like I could just sit here and read comments and talk when I wanted to. I didn't feel like I was holding people back, or they were out clearing the whole area and I was just doing nothing, and you know, whatever. So Marty says, talking about the massive damage character screen, that's why they loved the Warlock. This is true. This is true. Didn't even see the Andy kill. Yeah, it was like, you know, 4 or 5 seconds, 6, 7 seconds, I don't know. 6, 7, something like that. Flipster says D3 all about getting the most damage multiplier, same as D4. Yeah, I do know that, you know, green arrow pointing up, and then that's just what you do in D3 and D4, right? So Lonnie's gotten 8 Sunders in 2 days. How'd you get those, Lonnie? Were those from Harold's or was that from Andy? Either way, unless you've been playing literally 24 hours a day, 2 days straight, you're dropped them at way higher rates than what Sunder Charms usually drop. You got crazy lucky, so congrats on that. Just found a jeweler Zakharuma of deflecting. That's crazy. Did it have any all res on there, Mustache Money? I've found jewelers ones and I've found deflecting ones. I've never found a jeweler's Zakharum shield of deflecting. Like, I've found some pally shields, I mean, like that, so. Are you noticing statue drop rates very high? Yes. I don't know if they're actually higher or not, or if it just seems that way because you can find them all the time off of the regular act bosses or not, though. I'm not really sure on that particular one. What's wrong with it? It just took me 6 or 7 times. I don't know. What do you mean, Flipster? I'm not really sure. Heard Hex Purge Echoing Strike is farming P8 like nothing. Yeah, it's powerful for sure. Yep, Hex Purge still very powerful. Yep, or Echoing Strike still very powerful, yeah. Lonnie said you just terrorize Act 1 over and over again? Gotcha. Yeah, not a bad strat. Yeah, you must have got incredibly lucky, because on average, a tier 5 Herald, you have to take out 50 tier 5 Heralds to get 1 Sunder Charm. Which you average, not you, but people in general average... What's the number? What's the number of Heralds in an act? I think it averages about, for the entire game, you average about 100 Heralds per game. So so if you clear the full game, you'll get, on average, 2 Sunder Charms. So, if you're clearing just Act 1 over like some hours and you got 8, you found like 4 times the number of Sunder Charms you should have. 4 to 5 to 6 times more Sunder Charms than you should have. Like 600% more than you should have. So yeah, you got insanely and crazy lucky if that's true. If you're farming on ladder to get Sunder Charms, you're not like on the pre-reign of the Warlock farming to get them, so. Yeah, I've found one this ladder too, yeah. And I've done a lot of what I did here. I cleared Act 1, or me and a bunch of other people terrorized, like I did Act 1, me and like 1 or 2 other people did Act 1. A couple people did Act 2, and some other people did like 4 and some 3 and stuff like that. So, and in those games, nobody found a Sunder Charm when I was playing, I don't think, so. Yeah, I just found the 1 fire one I got now, so. 2 magic Sunders from plain monsters non-TZ'd in the same game. Yes, that's crazy luck right there too. Let's see what else. I was gonna get off. I can make dinner and stuff. Let's see, what am I gonna work on? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, does anyone in here Does anyone here like fantasy football or NFL in general? Anybody hear about those crazy trades today? Just crazy trades and signings. NBA guy? Gotcha. I don't always shout this out, but only if you like football or NFL football. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but fantasy football, Phil. Funny, huh? PH, you get it? Just only if you want to. You know, check her out. I'll slam a link in here in a second for you. But it actually hurts you in the algorithm. See, these videos aren't getting like any views or whatever because it's hard to get a new channel going, right? But if you like football, if you want to watch these stuff, check it out. I'll like I said, I'll put it in the chats here real quick if you're interested. Give a little subby over there, give a watch and a like on the vids and stuff, help a brother out. But yeah, like I said, only if you actually want to watch fantasy football stuff. Because if people subscribe and then they don't watch the videos, but they show you the thumbnail, that actually hurts the video and hurts the channel. So yeah, just throwing that out there. But I am gonna hop off. Oh, did the AJ Brown thing officially happen? Because I was hoping it would happen and I could make a video. I knew it was gonna happen. Hopefully it wasn't super long ago. Yeah, it's right here. From how long ago? Ooh, that Garrett Wilson one is a first, a second, and a third, and a linebacker for Garrett Wilson. And AJ Brown's officially gone. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and hop off right here. Appreciate y'all joining me. Hopefully you guys get some lucky drops. Hopefully you're enjoying the season or single player or whatever you're doing. I'll be with a video for you tomorrow. So, yeah. Peace out. Samelas. Nice, Marty. I always forget about that one. I misspeak one time and it still lives in infamy, doesn't it? One time. But peace out, all you legends, and keep slaying. Ooh, yeah.